Chase Liaki with the blue futon, and out of the theaters I saw Studio 666, the Foo Fighters movie. I was supposed to see it on Thursday, but stuff happened. Supposed to see it on Friday, other stuff happened. Then Saturday come, I was fucking tired because stuff happened on Friday, and here we are on a Sunday watching 666 Studio 666 on a Sunday. I don't know if that's a good sign, but let's see how good this movie is. So Studio 666, what's it about? It's a very simple premise. Foo Fighters is completely out of ideas for their 10th studio album. They're like, we can't go to any studios, nothing is clicking, we can't get new riffs, new drum melodies, nothing is coming. I can't write a good song, so we're going to go to this house where apparently another band tried to do an album, but is it Possessed House? Is it a good house? Who will survive and who will die from the Foo Fighters? So with this movie, I thought it was a good movie. It's nothing great, it's nothing bad. It's just a good movie. I'm sorry, I feel like I need to burp sometimes. We'll just go it that way. But we'll go with the negatives, actually, with this movie. It is a little bit too long, and it does take a little bit too long to get to its final conclusion and final massive gore third act scene. When the gore does show up, it's pretty fantastic. But getting there, it does take some time of, some of this is great music on the screen. What's the main difference between like a music movie like this and the Metallica Through the Never, I think that one is called, while Metallica Through the Never is more like a concert movie with something happening in the background with a box, this is more of a Foo Fighters movie trying to make this album of a 44-minute song, which is very interesting why I'm bringing up this analogies, because the Foo Fighters, the song Everlong and stuff like that, their 44-minute song extremely sounded like a Metallica song. Because if you know Metallica, they do a lot of riffs. There are vocals here and there, but it's a lot. Metallica is an instrumental band. So what Foo Fighters was doing with this, it sounded a lot like a Metallica song, which I have nothing wrong with that because some Metallica songs are freaking badass. So what Foo Fighters was doing here was pretty good, because what was their new studio album on Medicine at Midnight, Same or Shame. I was not a fan of that song at all. I don't know why that was their first, studio hit from that album, Medicine at Midnight. No idea, but we're going with the movie now. Like I said, it does take a little bit long to get to this third act, and the story beforehand of this ghost in this book is kind of third nature, not that big of a deal. There are some good cameos in this movie, like Will Forte, Whitney Cummings, and stuff like that. But when the gore does come, you have some solid gore with heads exploding, heads getting chopped off, people getting sawed in half, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which this one, you can tell the gore is a little bit like bombastic with puppeteers and stuff like that, but it's still fun to watch Foo Fighters getting beaten up, getting sawed in half, just getting absolutely apeshit crazy, blood going everywhere. And Dave Grohl does a good job doing this as well. Even though he does play like a pompous guy, the lead pompous guy, like everyone knows David Grohl, no one really knows this band, which is good to know who these band members are, because you just get to know them as a whole of like, okay, that guy's that person, that guy's that person. Some of them are better actors than other. Expect that. Kind of like you're doing, 517 Paris, the 517 Paris movie where you're doing real actor, or real people doing acting jobs. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Same with the Foo Fighters. Some of them are good actors, some of them are not. Some of them are disposable characters, some of them are not. And the story itself, you've seen it before with demons wanting to do with a book, which feels like Evil Dead on some level, but I'm just now rambling about Studio 666. If you like the Foo Fighters, if you like gore movies, I recommend it. Like I said, though, it was a little bit too long as a whole, but as an experience of watching just silliness on screen, I mean, you can't go wrong. And I do think Foo Fighters doing this shows that, bands could come out of their studios and make movies like this. I know Corey Taylor from Slipknot is doing the same thing with acting on some movies. I think I have a couple of his movies. I'm not for sure. He just did a new trucker movie, Rodney or something like that. Anyway, now I'm just rambling about the movie. Let's go with it real quick. Writing, it was okay. The songs in it, though, was pretty badass. I did love the riffs of the guitars, the bass, and the keyboards, as well as the drums in this movie. That 44-minute song, it kept me going. I was like, hell yeah, this is a fucking Metallica type of shit, and it's really cool. So if Foo Fighters can go in that realm of going that hardcore, I think it would be pretty fucking dope, because you have these bands like Bullet for My Valentine, Foo Fighters, Five Finger. They kind of went in that poppy realm, and now I think they're slowly getting back because like Bullet's new album was fucking crazy. I hope I Prevail kind of goes that way, and like Shinedown, hope they go in a little bit more of the whole rock what they're used to doing, like, you know, Shinedown, what is that, Midnight one, the fucking white album with the Crows and the Butterfly album, fucking sick. And they kind of went, you know, the poppy stuff. I just wish they go back into the hard stuff. So if Foo Fighters goes into that hard shit for whatever album they're doing next, I'll be a-okay happy with that. But overall, Studio 66, it was a fun time. But, you know, I've seen it before. It's some silly stuff, but the gore was more laughable, and it was a fun time, in my opinion. So Studio 666 will receive a 3 out of 5 Blue Futons, which equals that 60%. So let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have the critics a 57% with 75 of them. Audience score an 81%, pretty impressive with over 100. Here's critic consensus. Studio 666 doesn't quite take its horror comedy hybrid to 11, but if you're in the mood, this cheerful, over-the-top outing is a lot of fun. I'm going to have to agree. Take up to 11. Yeah, the gore is pretty badass. But like I said, the gore really doesn't happen until the end. And some of it is pretty like goofy gore. It's not like serious gore. So take that with a grain of salt. But overall, Studio 666, if you like the Foo Fighters, if you like horror, and if you like some comedy sprinkled in with what they can do, I recommend this movie. So anyway, 57, 60, or 81. Chase Soccer with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Futopia. You Blue Futonians. Thanks for watching and have a great day. And there's a very gore scene at the beginning with a fibula. Is it fibula or tibula? The thigh bone coming out of someone's fucking leg. There's no way. You're passed out, basically. You're not crawling. You are literally just like, I'm not moving. Because that, breaking this bone in your thigh is the femur. Femur! Your femur! If you're breaking your fucking femur and it's going through your leg, you're fucking done. You are not walking.